Took the game up. Invicta is really doing their thing, and Invicta, you see the Invicta fight card. The last one we were at 14 fights, 10 finishes. 7 of those finishes were in the first round, and people were throwing down.
I actually saw the entire card, and I guess you didn't know. I would like to have had you on there yesterday, but yesterday on the radio show, did you have any idea who was on our show yesterday?
Nah, who?
We were co-hosted with Nick Ali, Rivera-calanoc. This was our lineup. No, it's Calanoc. I said it wrong last week, and she corrected me. So you gotta get there. I listened to you guys, and she told me it was wrong. So it's Calanoc. I watched you guys in Invicta too, and I learned the way to pronounce it, and I brought her on, and she gave me hell about that. So she co-hosted, and we brought on Shayna Baszler, who is an incredible fighter. Yeah. We had on Stephanie Frausto. We had on Julia Budd. We had on Kat Zingano. We had on Jessica Penne, and we had on Tisha Torres. I was, a huge fan of Invicta. Those girls threw it down. I mean, there were some serious finishes. Baszler, Nick Ali told me about how great she was, and she's a blast. I mean, she's great to watch. She got liquored up during our show yesterday. She was on for an hour, and by the time she got done, she was drunk. But, great girls and great fighting. And you and Morrow and Julie all do great on there.
Don't let Nick Ali fool you, because did you see Nick Ali's last fight? Oh, my goodness. She's a beast.
No, that's why I became a fan. Yeah, I saw that.
The first fight in Invicta, I don't know what she was doing. I was kind of like, man, I was like, what is she doing? She wasted all that motion. She was trying to be too cute. Second fight, she was like, you know what? And she just came out there fighting. Like, she looked like a little miniature Vanderlei Silva. Just went out there for blood. The first fight, if you watched her first fight, it was like she was shooting serious. The second fight, she came ready, and I was really impressed. She's gonna be a
Well, that's why I wanted to get her on the show. I saw her, and I was like, man, she wasn't trying to get cute. Yeah, she was just coming out throwing bombs. She didn't care. The other girls trying to throw guard and do all this cute stuff, but she didn't care. She was just going out there throwing bombs to see what happens. And I was really a fan of hers. She was great, and she was great on the show too. And like you said, I mean, I know you're announcing on there, but it's I turned on the second one because you were the announcer, so I'll check out Mo. And then the third one, I didn't come back for you. I came back for the card. It was, it's, did you think, I mean, when you went there, when you first started, did you think Invicta, were you kind of like, oh, okay, this is never going to work on all MMA female card?
Well, here's the thing. I had a feeling that it would be good because, think about this. Remember when women's boxing first the scene with Christy Martin? Yeah. When Christy Martin was fighting, people were like, oh, my gosh, this girl is out there fighting. So I figured, hey, you know what? When Gina Carano first hit the scene, they're like, oh, this girl's out there fighting. But I was thinking, hey, it's all women's card. All those girls are going to be trying to outdo each other. So all you're going to see is a bunch of fists flying in the cloud of smoke. So I was like, okay, this can be something. But the only thing I wasn't sure about is like how sometimes the women try to be too like they don't sell with like if I was Shayna Baszler, Shayna Baszler does. But if I was Sarah McMahon, I'm like I'm an Olympic champion. I'm an Olympic medalist. I'm a great athlete, and I've trained harder than most of these girls ever have in their whole life. Well, is she lying?
Right.
No. But the thing is, you guys talk yourself up. But she felt like that was disrespectful when it's not. It's just the truth. And I feel like
we talked to Shayna about that because she's been working with Josh Barnett obviously, and she talked the whole thing with marketing herself with the guitar and all that. And she thought it was kind of strange at first, but like she said, she said, well, anyone can go out there and just say something stupid and oh, I'm just gonna do the best I can and hope I win. But so when I lose, they can replace me easily. So even if win or lose, I want to not be replaceable, and she does it. I mean, she's incredible to watch, and and in and out of the cage, she's quite the specimen. So all those girls are great. And what I really liked about them is that they all the girls I brought on the show were all attractive. But what I like about it, they're all hot, but they don't treat it as a novelty. It's still a real thing. So, it's not bad to look at Kat Zingano. She's an attractive girl, but she goes in there and kicks ass, and they're not selling her sex. So you kind of get both. You know what I mean? You get the great fighting, and you get something to look at, but they don't make a joke of it. And that's the thing. They're not putting them. Like I said, you can, she's great to look at, but you don't want to get on the wrong side, obviously. Who else impressed you from the card there as far as Invicta goes?
Leslie Smith. Because, let me tell you something. Caitlin Young is one of my favorite fighters, amongst the women. I like watching Caitlin Young fight because she comes with it. But Leslie Smith I call her Baby Diaz because she fights like the Diaz brother, and she trains with them. So I was pretty impressed.
Yeah, that was nasty. A lot of people were, a lot of people were chatting and talking about being behind Caitlin Young and thought she was the one to take it. But yeah, Leslie was definitely impressive in there. And and like I said, there was. I missed the very first. I saw 13 of the 14 fights, and none of them were boring. I mean, so 4 went the distance. Like I said, Shayna was really cool to watch. And a good thing too is Invicta seems like they're going about it right. The second feed was kind of crappy. It kept going in and out. The third one was flawless. I mean, it was perfect. And all the girls seem to be behind it. Invicta seems to be improving each thing. So. I think it's behind a really good spot out there.
I think with the feed is they weren't expecting such a big outcome. They were expecting maybe a few, but we got 200,000 plus, and the same thing with the third one. So, they made sure they made some adjustments for the third one. Shannon knows what she's doing. She's legit. She knows what she's doing. Great logo, great state. Just the crowd. The crowd was, they were into it. It's pretty. I was pretty impressed.
The last thing on next, I actually didn't mean to get into Invicta, but I'd love to talk about it because I've become a real big fan. And the only thing I'm worried about, and they're probably seeing how the revenue goes, like any startup organization, but not having another date set, do you think that hurts them at all as far as not having anything to plug, in this feed that, they weren't promoting the next event and people not really knowing what's up next?
No, because you know what? I'm pretty sure Shannon has a plan. There's a reason why she's doing that. Who knows? They could have a TV deal, you know what I'm saying? Who knows? It could be, she could be working on a TV deal. She could be doing other things, and the TV could help promote the next event. Who knows, So,
were you... I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead, no.
Was it something you kind of did when you first started to get in as a paycheck, and then you kind of grew into it, or were you always a big MMA fan of the ladies?
I like MMA, you know what I'm saying? But, I watch fights, but for Shannon, I'm cool with Shannon, but I like watching women's kickboxing. I like watching women's boxing. And women's MMA, they always fight, they fight real good.
Who would you like to see Jessica Penne fight in her first defense?
I don't know, because I don't know who's out there that can give her a challenge right now.
I tried to get Nick Daly to call her out in the show, but she wouldn't. She couldn't do it.
That was Nick Daly's first time at that weight class, because she dropped the extra. So she went down. But I think you give Nick Daly 1 or 2 more fights to get her body adjusted to cutting that weight, and that'll be a brawl.
I asked her on the air, of course, it was always great asking a lady that, but Penne is huge for 105. I mean, she towered over, I can't remember her name offhand. She's a big girl for 105.
Naho Sakayama. Yeah, but the thing is, Penne, she's tall, and she's really not that big. She's big, but the thing is that the Japanese don't cut much weight. Even in wrestling, they show up, and if they weighed, say the weight class is 211, they weighed 205, then they'd wrestle. They don't cut no weight. Because she weighed in at 103. So. And
then the only other thing I noticed in that show, it just struck me that me and Julia Budd apparently had the exact same training regimen because our abs are just about the same.
Yeah, she's a monster.
All right, I'd love to get you, usually you're obviously busy on Thursdays, but, we do another Invicta night. I'd love to be able to get you on there. That'd be great to have you on there with some of the girls because I became a big fan, and, we'll be doing a lot with them in the future, promote them. So, you guys do a really good job in there. And you guys as a team, you and Morrow and Julie have all gotten a lot better as a team. Even the 2 shows that I saw have improved a lot. So congratulations on that.
Thanks. I think you definitely get Leslie Smith and Caitlin Young on the show if you get a chance.
I did. Well, I sent out letters to everybody, and and then I ended up with 6 really quick, and then actually I tried to get Michelle Watterson, and she replied late and said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I missed that." So yeah, I'm certainly going to get more. I just was trying to get some of the winners on there, and yeah, Leslie Smith and Caitlin Young would certainly be great, and like I said, Michelle Watterson, and any other girls, yeah, I would definitely love to have them.